Your legs woke you up again last night. That sharp, grabbing cramp that shoots through your calf at 2 in the morning. The one that makes you sit up, grip the sheets, and wait for it to pass. If that is happening to you, there is something your body is trying to tell you, and most people over 60 never hear it. Leg cramps after 60 are not random. They are not just aging. In many cases, they are a mineral signal. Your muscles running low on something specific, something your diet may have quietly stopped delivering. And the longer that gap stays open, the worse the cramps get, the lighter your sleep becomes, and the more your legs start to feel unreliable. Here is the good news. There are 3 foods that directly address what your legs are missing. Not supplements, not powders. Real food that your body knows how to use. And the third one, the one we save for last, is the one most seniors already own, but almost never think of as medicine. Now. The first food surprises people every time I mention it, not because it is exotic, because it is so ordinary that most people walk right past it in the grocery store and never once think of it as something that could stop a muscle cramp dead in its tracks. There is a woman, mid-60s, retired teacher from Ohio, who told her doctor she was waking up with leg cramps 4 or 5 nights a week. Her doctor told her to drink more water. She did. The cramps kept coming. What nobody asked her was what she was eating. Nobody looked at her plate, and that is where the answer was hiding the whole time. That food is avocado. Here is why it matters so much after 60. When you hit your 60s, your body starts holding on to potassium less efficiently. It gets used up faster, replaced more slowly. Potassium is what keeps your muscle fibers from firing when they are not supposed to. When it drops, muscles get trigger happy. They contract on their own. That is the cramp. That is the 2 in the morning ambush. 1 medium avocado contains close to 700 milligrams of potassium. That is more than a banana, but without the blood sugar spike that bananas can cause in older adults who are less active than they used to be. The potassium in avocado comes wrapped in healthy fat and fiber, which means it releases slowly. Your body gets a steady supply instead of a quick burst and a drop. But avocado does not stop at potassium. It also delivers magnesium. And magnesium is the mineral that tells your muscles it is okay to let go. Without enough magnesium, muscles stay tense. They grip. They do not fully relax after a contraction. That is why cramps linger even after the acute pain passes. Your muscle is still holding on because it does not have the signal to release. Research published in clinical nutrition journals has consistently found that magnesium deficiency is significantly more common in adults over 60 than in younger populations. The reasons include certain common blood pressure medications that deplete magnesium, reduced absorption through the gut with age, and simply not eating enough magnesium-rich food. Avocados address this directly, quietly, consistently, every time you eat them. There is also something worth understanding about the fat in avocado. Many people over 60 were raised in the era of low-fat everything. They still hesitate when they see something described as high in fat. But the fat in avocado is monounsaturated fat, the same type found in olive oil. Research suggests this type of fat actively supports heart health, helps reduce inflammation in muscle tissue, and improves the body's ability to absorb fat-soluble vitamins that seniors are commonly deficient in, including vitamin K, which matters for circulation. How do you eat it? Keep it simple. Half an avocado with a small pinch of sea salt and a drizzle of olive oil. That is it. You can mash it onto whole grain toast. Slice it into a salad. Blend it into a smoothie with spinach and a bit of almond milk. The preparation almost does not matter. What matters is that it becomes a daily habit. Aim for half an avocado per day. Every day, not occasionally. One honest caution. If you are on a blood-thinning medication like warfarin, avocados contain vitamin K, which can interact with how that medication works. Not enough to avoid avocados entirely, but enough to mention it to your doctor and keep your portion consistent rather than eating large amounts some days and none on others. Consistency protects you. Erratic intake can create variability in how your medication performs. Now, There is something deeply personal happening when your legs cramp at night. It is not just pain. It is your independence sending you a warning. Because legs that cramp at night are legs that hesitate in the morning, legs that grip the railing, legs that make you think twice before that walk. And you deserve better than that. The next food on this list works through a completely different mechanism, not just replacing minerals, but actively rebuilding the fuel your muscles use to contract cleanly. Most people think of it as a side dish. Your muscles know it as something far more powerful. That food is sweet potato. Here is something that stopped me when I first looked at this carefully. In a study that tracked electrolyte levels in older adults after moderate physical activity, even something as light as a 20-minute walk, researchers found that potassium and magnesium levels dropped measurably and took longer to recover in participants over 60 than in younger adults. Longer recovery, slower replenishment. That is the window where cramps move in. Sweet potatoes close that window. A medium-baked sweet potato delivers potassium, magnesium, and calcium together. 3 minerals your muscles need to contract and release in proper sequence. Calcium triggers the contraction, potassium controls the pace, magnesium signals the release. When all 3 come together in one food, in a form your gut recognizes and absorbs without difficulty, your muscles get the full conversation they need to function without seizing. What makes sweet potato different from a regular white potato is the glycemic response. Sweet potato breaks down more slowly. It does not flood your bloodstream with glucose the way refined starches do. For older adults who deal with blood sugar sensitivity, and many people over 60 do, even without a formal diabetes diagnosis, that slower breakdown matters. It means steadier energy, less inflammation, and fewer of the blood sugar swings that can trigger nighttime cramping. There is also the beta-carotene. Your body converts it to vitamin A. That supports eye health, immune defense, and skin renewal. But the part that often gets overlooked is what it does for circulation. Vitamin A supports the health of blood vessel linings. Better circulation means better delivery of the very minerals your legs need. It is not one benefit in isolation. It is a chain. Preparation matters here. Bake them, roast them, steam them whole. That keeps the potassium and magnesium inside the food where it belongs. A simple preparation that most people get wrong without knowing it. For the strongest anti-inflammatory effect, try this. Mash your sweet potato with a pinch of turmeric and a small crack of black pepper. Turmeric contains curcumin, which research suggests can help reduce the chronic low-grade inflammation that makes muscle tissue more prone to cramping. The black pepper increases curcumin absorption significantly. Together, they turn a simple side dish into something your joints and muscles can genuinely feel. Aim for 3 to 4 servings of sweet potato per week. That is enough to maintain consistent mineral intake without overdoing any single nutrient. You can pair it with a small serving of avocado or a handful of the third food we are about to cover. And when you combine all 3, the effect compounds in a way that each food alone cannot match. One caution. Sweet potatoes are relatively high in oxalates, which in very large quantities can contribute to kidney stones in people who are prone to them. 3 to 4 servings a week is well within a safe range for most people. But if you have a history of kidney stones or have been told to follow a low oxalate diet, check with your doctor before increasing your intake. If you have been watching this and nodding because your legs have been talking to you for a while now, please hear this. You are not imagining it. You are not being dramatic. And this is not just aging. What you are feeling is your body making a request. And the fact that you are watching this means you are already answering it. That matters. If this is the kind of content you want more of, practical, specific, made for where you actually are in life, tap the subscribe button right now. Every video on this channel is made for people over 60 who want real answers, not generic advice. Subscribing means you will never miss what we put out, and for the people watching this, that is worth something. Now, the third food. This one is going to surprise you. not because it is unusual, but because of how powerful something this small turns out to be, and because of one specific thing it does for sleep and muscle recovery at night that neither of the first two foods does quite as directly. The third food is pumpkin seeds. Most people buy them in October, put them in a bowl, maybe roast them, and then forget about them for 11 months. That is a significant mistake. A single ounce of raw pumpkin seeds, about a small handful, the kind you could hold in your palm, contains approximately 37% of the daily recommended magnesium intake for an adult. 37%. From one small snack. And unlike magnesium in pill form, which can cause digestive upset in some people and absorbs unpredictably depending on the type, the magnesium in whole pumpkin seeds comes bound to healthy fats and protein, which actually improves absorption. Think about what that means for your legs at night. You eat a small handful of pumpkin seeds as your afternoon snack. Your magnesium levels rise steadily through the evening. By the time you go to sleep, your muscles have what they need to complete the full relax and release cycle. The calf does not seize. The foot does not curl. You sleep. Research in the journal Magnesium Research found that magnesium supplementation reduced the frequency of nocturnal leg cramps in older adults by a statistically significant margin. And whole food sources of magnesium, like pumpkin seeds, produce that effect without the gastrointestinal side effects that magnesium supplements can cause in sensitive stomachs. Pumpkin seeds also contain zinc. This matters more than most people realize. Zinc is essential for nerve repair and nerve signal transmission. When nerve signals to your muscles are clean and efficient, contractions happen the way they are supposed to: purposeful, controlled, fully resolved. When zinc is low, nerve signals can misfire. That misfire shows up as cramping, twitching, and that restless leg feeling that keeps you awake and shifting at 2 in the morning. Zinc absorption declines with age. Many common medications, including certain diuretics, antacids, and blood sugar medications, further reduce it. Research suggests that a significant number of adults over 65 are not meeting their daily zinc requirements from diet alone. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most concentrated plant-based sources of zinc available. There is also a sleep angle here that goes deeper than just magnesium. Pumpkin seeds contain an amino acid called tryptophan, which the body uses to produce serotonin and eventually melatonin. Your sleep hormone. You do not get this effect from one serving on one night. But eaten consistently as a daily habit, research suggests that whole food sources of tryptophan can support more natural melatonin production, which means not just falling asleep, but staying asleep and cycling through the deeper stages where muscle recovery actually happens. How do you use them? Keep a small container of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds on your kitchen counter, not in a cabinet, on the counter, in your line of sight. Sprinkle them over oatmeal in the morning. Toss them onto a salad at lunch. Eat a small handful as your 3 o'clock snack. Blend them into a smoothie. Or pair them with a small square of dark chocolate, which also contains magnesium, for an afternoon snack that actually does something for your muscles. The key word is raw or dry roasted, not flavored, not coated in oil or salt or chili seasoning. Choose the cleanest version available, and your body will know exactly what to do with them. One honest caution: pumpkin seeds are high in fiber, and for some people, adding them too quickly in large amounts can cause bloating or digestive discomfort. Start with a small handful, about 1 ounce, and let your system adjust over a week or two before increasing. Now step back for a moment. 3 foods: avocado, sweet potato, pumpkin seeds. They are not expensive. They are not hard to find. They are not part of a complicated meal plan or a 30-day cleanse. They are ordinary foods that happen to carry exactly what your legs have been missing. And the reason most people never make this connection is that nobody told them. You deserve more than that. If you found value in this video, tap the like button now. It takes 1 second, and it tells us that content like this is worth making more of. We notice every single one. Here is what these 3 foods give you when you use them together consistently. Avocado gives your muscles the potassium and magnesium to function without random firing. Sweet potato gives your cells the complex fuel and electrolytes to recover after any kind of movement. Pumpkin seeds give your nervous system the magnesium and zinc it needs to send clean, calm signals to your muscles through the night. Together, they address the full chain, the mineral gaps, the nerve misfires, the nighttime depletion that most cramp treatments completely ignore. This is not about eating perfectly. It is about adding these 3 things consistently to what you already eat. Half an avocado with lunch. A baked sweet potato 3 or 4 nights a week. A small handful of pumpkin seeds as a snack every single day. That is it. That is the whole strategy. And one more thing. Before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you take blood pressure medication, blood thinners, diuretics, or any medication for blood sugar, have a quick conversation with your doctor first. Not because these foods are dangerous, they are not, but because some of them interact with medications in ways worth knowing about. A good doctor will be glad you asked. Your legs carried you here, to this point in your life. Through every decade, every hard year, every morning, you got up when it would have been easier not to. They have done their job. Now it is your turn to do yours. Thank you for staying with this all the way to the end. That tells me something about you, that you are serious about feeling better, not just hoping for it. When you walked into this video, you probably thought leg cramps were just something you had to manage. You now know they are something you can address, specifically and practically, starting with your next meal. If there is someone in your life, a spouse, a sister, a friend who keeps stretching their calf in the middle of the night and has no idea why, share this video with them. Not as a forward, not as a hint, as a gift, because that is exactly what it is. And as always, before making changes, check in with your doctor. We want you well, and we want you safe.